fielder, number 10, Tyler Burton. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 24.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we get set for Game 2 of our two-game matchup here today between the Quakers and the Ravens of Anderson. Anderson wins Game 1 by final 3-2. You go back to last year, we've had 3 straight one-run games. Quakers had opportunities in that first game. It almost sounds like we could take this pregame and the last pregame and the last pregame
and put them together.
Yeah, missed opportunities, lack of hitting, and not scoring runs.
Exactly, and then just not even just on the offensive end. You know, we always talk about that you can't give up runs by making mental mistakes and errors on the defensive end. And we saw multiple errors committed by the Quakers. You know, when they get those 2 runs, they tie it up. You see, okay, the momentum shifting towards Earlham. And then we get a misplay in the outfield, which allows another run from Anderson to score. So knowing how much Earlham struggles with getting runs in, you can't allow teams to get runs by you guys making mental mistakes in the field.
Well, it'll be Joey Gerbis today. Let's talk a little bit about Joey, and he has had a solid year for the Quakers, and they're going to need a solid performance out of him once again here this afternoon as the right-hander gets a chance to get the baseball here in game number 2. And, again, outside the numbers themselves, you like the way Gerbis competes. I mean, he comes out, he gives you everything he has, and game in and game out. Just talk a little bit about Gerbis and what you've seen in him this year.
You said it right. You said it on the money, Troy, that Gerbis comes out, he's going to give you everything he's got. He's a really good pitcher. He does a good job of hitting his zone. He's got great control over his pitches. And I think one thing is underrated, he does a really good job of getting out of innings.
Yeah.
You know, there's been times this year he's come into jams, he's gotten out of them. And he doesn't prolong innings when there's an opportunity to end the inning. A lot of the times he's successful at it. So I think that's one thing about his pitching that goes unnoticed by a lot of people.
You know, outside of Walter Talcott, he has the most innings pitched this year, 53 1/3. He is 3-1 this year with an ERA of 2.70. So Joey will get the start here in game number 2. And leading things off for the Ravens in the second game is Nick Jones. Our start time at 3:26 this afternoon, and that pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. This one is another one of those games where you look at the pitchers, both numbers. Clayton White, as this is lifted into right field, going back on it is Sean Dell, reaching up, makes the catch, and quickly one out here in the first inning, as we'll see Joe Moran step to the plate. But this is another game that promises to be low scoring, few hits, one-run ball game. Could go either way because the 2 guys that are throwing are just that good. And, again, the offenses are kind of limited.
Exactly. So, and Earlham, it's just about when you get runners in scoring position, you got to take advantage of it. And, again, we're not saying that you have to be 100% perfect. If you get runners in scoring position 10 times, you got to hit all of them in. But you got to do it more frequently.
Yeah.
I think you guys are Earlham is inconsistent when it comes to that area of baseball.
Fly ball deep right center field. Reaching up and making the catch is Sean Dell for out number 2. Great catch by Robbie on the run.
That's a hell of a catch right there.
Wow. When he reaches up at the very last second, he had a long way to go to get to that baseball, so he robs Joe Moran of perhaps extra bases. Here is Chuck Kidd 0 for 4 in the earlier game. Well, we have now seen the defensive play of the game early in this one. Gerbis set to throw, and the pitch on the way, grounded toward the shortstop Swearingen. A backhand throw and an easy inning.
Very easy inning. I think, he threw 5 pitches?
Barely took a minute and a half to get that first half inning out of the way. As we are underway in game 2 after a half inning of play. Anderson nothing, Earlham coming to bat. This is Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
And before we get to the numbers today for the right-hander going for the Ravens in Game 2 and Clayton White, reminder, today's second game brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken. Wednesday, the turkey breast. And Thursday, the Italian BMT. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. All right, this guy right here has been good this year as well when we talked earlier about Moran in game number 1. But this guy right here has played well. Clayton White making his 6th start. 26 in the third innings, 22 hits, 14 runs, 11 earned, 24 strikeouts, 10 walks, 3-0 with an ERA of 3.76. So the Quakers today facing 2 undefeated pitchers coming into this doubleheader. Mark Jandro will lead things off, 1 for 5 in the first game, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Mark has seen his batting average dip below 300, currently at 295. No home runs and 9 runs driven in. White's next pitch. Look out in the Earlham dugout. Boy, if you're not paying attention,
yes,
get a headache here. Jandro, Shake, Dopp, Hatfield, Whistle, Shondell, McFadden, Swearingen, and Baisley. The batting order for the Quakers in game number 2. We'll set the defense for you in a moment. Here's the pitch by White. Outside check swing. He did not go around. And we'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pascal behind the plate. Kidd at first. Price at second. Jones at short. Willoughby at third. Kane, Parker, and Burton from left to right in the outfield in game 2 for the Ravens. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. 1 away. That'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Moran got the win in game 1. He is now 7-0. By the way, Danny Dopp will DH in game 2. He did pinch hit, picked up a run-scoring base hit in the first game. We saw Pinsur as well, so that's good news. That pitch is a strike. I still would have to believe that when the tournament rolls around, depending again on the seeding and who plays who, there's another strike.
Yeah.
This Earlham team has if they can get these guys healthy, they have every chance to win that thing. Tournament's a different animal. So
Exactly. And again, the way I see it is, Rose Holman, again, if we talked about it, less of an epic collapse, that, they'll take the season conference, but once you get to the top 6 in the playoff tournament, everybody becomes 0-0.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it, is just get there. Just knowing that you're not going to get first place, get there. And everybody becomes 0-0. And I think we've seen one thing the ATAC has taught us, anybody can be beaten.
Yeah, no kidding. Here is Danny Dopp swinging a miss, and White is throwing well early as he jumps out in front of no balls and a strike. Well, it comes down, no matter how good your hitting is, if you have solid pitching, that is the one thing you really want to have going into the tournament at the end of the year, is have your pitching staff throwing well. And I think, again, Earlham's pitching staff has thrown as well as anybody this year. It just hasn't been the run support they've been used to. No balls and 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch on the way took something off that one, hit back up the middle. Price, the second baseman, will field and throw. And a 1-2-3 inning on the other side as well. So both teams going down in order. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score after 1. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Tyler Burton will lead things off for the Ravens here in the second inning. Both teams going down in order in inning number 1 is Gerbis' first pitch. That one bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, let's get you updated again. Earlier today, we saw Franklin beat Mount St. Joe 10-1, as that pitch is low. Transylvania beat Manchester 7-3. So right now, Rose 11-1, Franklin 9-4, Anderson 8-5. Transy, as we wait for the next pitch, swing and a miss. With the Transylvania win on the road, which again this year is rare, they jump ahead of the Quakers for the number 4 spot in the HCAC playoffs if it were to end today, as that pitch is outside. So Earlham is again a game behind Transylvania. They're just a half game ahead of Manchester and a half game ahead of Defiance and a full game and a half ahead of Hanover. That pitch is low and outside. That'll be ball 4. So the Ravens have a man on. That'll bring up now Thomas Parker.
Well, start out the game, Joey Gerbis, he's started out showing why he's going to be a great pitcher coming his final couple years here at Earlham. He's dealing right now, and yeah, I know he got away from him, but I mean, you look at the first inning, he threw what, 5-6 pitches maybe?
Maybe. That pitch low and inside, 1-0. Now, if Earlham were to lose both games, they would fall to 7-9 in the conference, and they would keep an eye on Transylvania. You'd find yourselves then all of a sudden battling with Transy. That ball's hit to the second baseman, Jandro. They'll get one there. He bobbled it at the last second. They look at the force out. Parker will reach on the fielder's choice. But they do get the out of Burton, and that'll bring up now Pascal.
I think right there, Jandro it was a routine grounder, so I'm sure he probably took his eye off it a little second before, and you know what, sometimes they do that, it ends up making the difference.
So Pascal steps up, 1 for 4 in the first game and an RBI. Live stats on GoEarlham.com. So Parker lead at first base. Gerbis will come set and toss to first. If Earlham goes 9-9, let's say they win this one, they go to Manchester, split that. That will get them in. I think 9 wins will get you in the tournament the way things are set up right now. It would just be a matter of what seed you would be.
Yeah.
There's a strike. You certainly don't want to be, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think Franklin is better than Rose. So
From what I saw when they both played here, I would tend to agree with that.
So I don't want to play Franklin just because of their hitting ability. Another throw to first.
Yeah. Rose, I mean, I thought when Rose came in, I thought Earlham could have beat them, at least split. And the games weren't that far.
Couldn't hit again.
Couldn't hit again. I mean, Franklin came in, and Franklin whooped them.
Ground ball hit foul.
There's no other way to say it. Franklin came in and completely dominated Earlham.
Yeah.
And so that's a team. I mean, if we had to see him, we had to see him, but I would wait to see them until the championship game or something like.
6 of 10 will make it. The top 2 seeds get the opening round byes. And they'll let the other 4 battle it out in the opening round. Parker the lead at first. The stretch and the delivery on the way is just outside. Well, how many times have we talked about Earlham controlling their own destiny? In all reality, you had Franklin here. You had a 4-game winning streak going. And you had take that back, you had Rose Holman here. You get Anderson here, and the Quakers did not get the job done in the series against Rose. And they dropped the first game here. They have just not hit well over the last 3 or 4 games. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. The pitch is out of the strike zone. The throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base by Parker.
It was a close play right there, close play. But these Ravens runners are getting really good, solid jumps, and that's making all the difference, especially Parker.
And Whistle, by the way, who's behind the plate, did not play in the first game, but is back here in game number 2. Pitch was a little bit hard to handle low and outside. Hatfield's at first, Jondro's at second, Swearingen at short, Baisley's down at third, McFadden, Shake, and Shondell in the outfield here in the second contest. Gerbis checks the runner at second. And the break-even pitch on the way. Got him.
It's a really great pitch right there. Really great pitch. He's coming out with real great control. As we talked about before, he has really great control of his pitches, and he's showing why.
The third baseman.
Here's Willoughby.
23, Jonathan Willoughby.
A lot of these games you see when you play a doubleheader like this, you see so many splits. The team that won the first game has a tendency to let down a little bit in the second game, as that pitch is a called strike. The other team has a tendency to try to play a little bit too hard in the second game, just from a standpoint of trying to make sure they don't get swept in the 2 games, so they play a little tighter at times.
Yeah.
So now we have to see how this one will play out. Here's the pitch by Gerbis, and it's low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Willoughby 1 for 4 in the opening game. Had what could have been a costly error at the end of game 1. Ravens end up pulling it out 3-2. Talcott ends up taking the loss. He's now 4-5 on the year. This one hit into center field. Shake took a step back, comes in, makes the catch, and that'll do it for the top of inning number 2. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score. This is Quaker Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do. But for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, Tony'sCarSales.com. Are you looking for the right place to work out, a place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at FamilyFitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Quakers go to work here in the bottom half of inning number 2. It's Hatfield, Whistle, and Shondell all due up. If you came to the ballpark today looking for a ton of offense, so far that has not been a good way to describe the first game, 3-2 the final. But what is interesting is how these two teams are so even. Is that pitch high and outside, or inside, excuse me, is that you had 2 one-run games last year. What number stuck out the most to me in those 2 games? Here's a high fly ball to the right side. Kid going out, Price, the left fielder, giving chase, and it'll go out of play. Is how many times the Quakers struck out in last year's doubleheader? 26 times in the 2 games they struck out. That series toward the end of the year, too, like this one is, where Earlham ended up losing their last 8 games and failed to qualify for the playoffs. That was a tough end to the 2018 season. Hit foul.
He's making good contact with the ball right now. It just got to straighten it out a little bit.
We were still thinking about his one at bat in the first game in which they had him try to bunt, and seemed kind of unusual at that time. Here's the 1-2 pitch, grounded toward the third baseman, Willoughby. Low throw dug out there by Kidd, and there's one away. Here's Whistle.
Now batting the catcher.
Cameron did not play in game 1, gets the start here in game 2. Good left-handed hitter. So far, White has set down the first 4 hitters he has faced here this afternoon, and that pitch is inside 1-0. Well, still, as you get closer and closer to the end of this college baseball season, that's hit foul. Even Mount St. Joe has a chance to sneak in if they can find a way here in their last 6 games. They were to go undefeated during that time, as that is going to be fouled off. We'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. They still have a chance, though they play Franklin, Defiance, and Rose. It's highly unlikely that will happen. But Mount St. Joe playing better on the road than they do at home. Fly ball into left field. Kane is there. The senior will camp under that one, and there's 2 away.
I mean, Earlham is not too far behind that, playing better on the road than at home.
Not at all.
Right fielder, number 25, Robbie.
Here's Robbie Shondell, the right fielder. Robbie 0 for 3 in game 1. I guess maybe that's what has made this baseball season a little bit strange, is that you have so many teams, as that will be a ground ball to the second baseman, Price. We'll get back to that in a moment as the Quakers go easily in the bottom of inning number 2. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score. This is Quaker Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Earlham Baseball brought to you this afternoon by Best Western Classic of Richmond. Best Western Classic, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, located at 5:33, West Eaton Pike. We head to the top of the third. Kane, Price, and Jones all due up now for the Ravens.
Well, so far, once again, Troy, you called it. It's a pitching duel today.
Yeah, so far no hits, no runs, and not a whole lot of anything to this point. Kane with 1 for 2. He stepped in the first game after the starting left fielder got hit by a pitch. This one into right field. Sean Dell is there. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third. And here is T.J. Price.
Now batting the second baseman, number 13, T.J. Price.
Price 0 for 3 in game 1. Quakers will finish out their 2019 regular season schedule at Manchester as that pitch is up high.
Mm.
1-1. That'll be May 3rd. Again, that is a doubleheader scheduled for 1 o'clock as that ball bouncing away from the catcher whistle. 2 balls and a strike. The conference tournament will begin on May the 9th and run through May the 12th. The 2-1 pitch by Gerbis. Didn't miss by much. 3-1.
Yeah, just maybe a little low than what the umpire wants to give credit for a strike zone. But it's not a bad spot to miss right there.
His zone not quite as wide as the first umpire, who really had that outside strike call as that pitch is up high, and that'll be a walk. So the Ravens have a man on here in the third, and we'll head to the top of the order now, Nick Jones. Second walk given up by Gerbis.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22, Nick Jones.
We've been in and out of that sunshine all day. Good to see the sun back here in game 2 as Jones 0 for 1. He flew out back in the first inning. Saw just 2 pitches. That was a fast inning.
Yes.
The pitch on the way. He shows bunt. It's a good one.
That's a great one right there.
Gerbis picks up, throws to first and threw it wide. So that'll be an error, I believe, as the runners advance to second and third. That's the first error of the ball game. Quakers had a couple of errors in game number 1.
Number 27, Joe.
So now it sets the table for your best hitter in the lineup, Joe Moran. 2 for 4 in the first game. He's a .400 hitter.
And again, it goes back to what we talked about before. When your team struggles to put runs on the board, you can't give the other team opportunities by making mistakes in the field.
So now Gerbis, runners at second and third. And his first pitch on the way is outside for a ball. Now Gerbis knew he had to hurry because that was a great bunt by Jones. And that was really his only play that he was going to make, was going to be at first base. The stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball, 2-0. And the one guy you don't want to fall behind is Joe Moran. We saw what Moran could do in the first game, both on the mound and at the plate. He helped his own cause with a couple of base hits. The pitch by Gerbis, this one is a strike. If Anderson were to win this game, and again, they've got to go to Franklin and play Rose. They've got 4 tough ones ahead. They know how important this game is as well when they play in 1 and 2 in the next week or so.
Ooh, that's a good spot right there.
2-2. But we mentioned that Anderson, a 500 road team, so they, in fact, now they're over 500, 5-4 on the road this year. So they've actually played pretty well. away from home. Runners again at second and third, time called here by Moran. Price at third, Jones at second. Anderson trying to get on top again here in game 2 as they did in the first game. Jumped out early. Stretched by Gerbis. Here's the pitch, and that bounces in front of Whistle.
It's a good stop right there, though.
3 balls, 2 strikes. When the other games get underway this afternoon, we'll keep you updated. In fact, they have both started now. Still no score. Franklin, Mount St. Joe, Transy, and Manchester. So they're underway in the second games of their doubleheaders. Gerbis will come set. Here's the pitch. Lifted foul, and that'll go out of play. We'll stay at 3-2. So in the second games, if you're looking, you're hoping that Mount St. Joe will somehow beat Franklin in that second game, and then Manchester would turn around and beat Transylvania. Or if you want to get Transylvania off this night a little bit, as that pitch is low and outside, ball 4. That'll load things up. You're going to have to pick your poison on who you want to win in those second games, because if you're a Quaker fan, that's the third walk given up now by Gerbis. Here's Chuck Kidd.
The first baseman.
I'm not sure it helps you either way, whoever wins. That's why you got to try to keep winning yourself, not rely on anybody else, and at the end let the chips fall where they may. But the Quakers right now find themselves in trouble here in the third, so they could care less about those other games. Gerbis will come set. Here's the pitch on the way, and that is low for a ball. Still just one away here in the top of the third inning, and we have a visit to the mound.
Yeah, getting a visit out there. You just want to settle them down. You got bases loaded. I actually think it works better out instead of runners on second and third. You get a grounder, you can get the double play ball. So settle them down, though. Settle them down.
Kidd was 0 for 4 in the first game. He grounded out the first time up, but he's in that number 3 hole for a reason. So they'll try to settle Gerbis down a little bit here in the third. Home plate umpire giving them a little extra time, and generally about now he's heading his way out there as he's taken a look twice, and I'm sure the Ravens are saying, come on, let's get going here. So now there's Whistle coming back. Boy, these things get magnified a little bit more, especially when you're not hitting.
Yes.
And you know as well as anyone that when you're not hitting, the pitcher becomes even more magnified on his side, so he's got to pick up the slack. And
yeah.
So even that meeting's really important.
And sometimes, that puts on pressure that really shouldn't have to be on the pitcher, but when you're not getting runs, you said it right, it puts a lot more pressure on the pitcher to perform a lot better. And then say if he gives up a run or two when you're not getting runs, that frustrates him, makes him look a little bad, and then he puts extra pressure on himself knowing he wants to not allow a run. So
yeah, just gets a little bit worse as we go. 2 balls, no strikes as Kidd steps back in. Now he's going to look for a good pitch to drive right here, and Gerbis can't make a mistake. Joey comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Gets that one in there for a strike. Still the count in favor of Chuck Kidd. Infield is in on the right side at first base. Third baseman Baisley is back. Here's the pitch on the way. Line drive base hit. That'll score at least one. McFadden comes up throwing. He'll keep the runner at third. It's 1-0.
You see situational hitting.
Yep. And Kidd had a 2-1 count. He had a good pitch to look at.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Here is Burton.
Tyler Burton.
And that's why your number 3 guy is the guy that gets paid to drive in some runs, as Chuck Kidd picks up the RBI base hit. Burton walked his first time up, and already the bullpen getting active now for the Quakers as Colin Greavy heading down to the bullpen. The stretch, here's the pitch. The Quakers cannot afford, in most respects, let's be honest about this, they really can't afford to get swept here.
Come on, be consistent.
Because that's going to put you down toward the bottom half of the standings, and then you're fighting your way to get in next weekend. There's a strike.
Let's go. Same height.
1 ball and 1 strike. And especially if Manchester were to win their second game, you would find yourself even behind Manchester. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch by Gerbis. Grounded, left side, deep in the hole, backhanded by the shortstop. Swearingen, throw to first, cannot get him. 2 runs across.
It's good effort right there by Swearingen, but the ball was put in the spot that was a difficult play for him to make, and again, it goes back to situational hitting. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's proof in the pudding right now.
Didn't have to hit it that hard, did he?
Exactly.
So here is Thomas Parker. 2 runs across in the inning, and so the Quakers down 2-0. That last one scored a base hit.
Still only 1 out, and bases still loaded.
Parker, fielder's choice in the second, got a stolen base, and that pitch low and inside. And Gerbis trying to get his rhythm back that he had in the first inning, in which he sailed through the first 3, walked 1 in the second inning, eventually got out of that inning. It's been an uphill battle so far here in the third. Joey gets set, the pitch. Good swing and a cut. That's hit foul. And the count is even at 1-1. I certainly would not like to go to Manchester next week. Getting swept here today by Anderson and knowing that those are both then must wins. Gerbis looks in to whistle. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball called strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away as we play here in the top of inning number 3. Bases remain loaded. Moran at third, Kidd at second, Burton at first. Quakers need to get an out right here. We mentioned Colin Greavy now throwing in the bullpen. Here's the delivery on the way, and got him, and falling down on the swing is Parker. Boy, he swung really hard.
It's a big out right there, big out for Gerbis and his confidence, and it's a big out for the Quakers in general now. You just have to finish it. You got to finish the inning with as limited damage as possible.
Pascal steps up. He struck out in the second. But again, another dangerous left-handed hitter stepping to the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Gerbis set to throw once again. The leg kick and the pitch. Took something off that one and jumps out in front at 0-1. This is the 8th hitter to hit in the inning. It all started with Austin Kane, who flew out on 1 pitch. And it's hard to believe they're about ready to bat around in the order. The good news is if you can hold him just to 2 runs.
Yeah.
The pitch on the way, lined, and that'll be a foul ball. So nothing but a strike right there as he'll fall to 0-2. Pascal played his high school baseball at Delta. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. The pitch on the way, low and inside. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson recruiting heavily, of course, as you would expect in the state of Indiana, from just about every corner of the state, but they really love that area where it's Muncie, Anderson, Wapahani, good baseball program. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Line foul, and he got a piece of the first base coach. He says he's okay, though. Now you talk about when the major leagues decided to tell you how fast the ball's coming off the bat now, when it leaves 100 and whatever miles per hour.
It's usually 100-plus miles an hour.
That's crazy. And just think if you're on the mound and somebody hits it that hard and you're supposed to react to something coming over 100 miles an hour back at you.
Well, you see that video where, like, it hit right back at the pitcher, but, like, he ducked his neck and the ball came, like, right there?
No, I haven't
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, I got to find it for you. It was the luck of that man's life.
Within millimeters.
Yes, honestly, within millimeters.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pascal back in, has had a couple of good cuts against Gerbis. Here's the stretch, the delivery on the way, hit foul again. We will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was an accidental avoid.
Come on, Joey, right here, bud.
Well, you think about the pitcher, he doesn't have 60 feet 6 inches by the time he delivers.
Yeah.
You know, take another 6 feet away from that, you're about 56 feet, so you don't have much reaction time. And maybe baseball should move the mound back a little bit so when you do throw it, it's actually 60 feet 6 inches. What do you think? That'll make a few pitchers upset.
That would.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, man, nice pitch.
Yeah, nice pitch.
So the Ravens will pick up a couple of runs, but they will leave the bases loaded here in the 3rd inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Anderson 2, Earlham nothing.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
We will move now to the bottom half of inning number 3.
Number 16, Andrew McFadden.
Here is Andrew McFadden to lead things off. And the first pitch on the way is hit high in the air. Center fielder coming over, that is Parker. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Swearingen.
Earlham's still searching for that first hit.
You know, I was about ready to say, we talked so much about maybe that first pitch being the best pitch you're going to see in the sequence.
Yeah.
And we say, well, why didn't you just swing at it? I don't know, are we ever satisfied if we say that he does swing at it? There's a bunt laid down third base side. This could be trouble. Willoughby throws and safe at first base.
Great bunt by Swearingen. Great bunt. I'd like to compare that to, like, you know how in basketball where they say it's a bad shot, but if it goes in, you're going to say nothing? Yeah. I think in baseball, it's like if you get the pitch on the first pitch and you hit it well, we're not going to say nothing. But if you get out, it's like, why you swing at the first pitch?
That's right. In other words, we can't win.
Yeah.
Here's Baisley. So the Quakers get a base hit. Swearingen down at first, and that pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. I guess my philosophy might be a little bit like this. I don't mind taking a couple of pitches early in the at-bats because in the first couple of innings, I want to see everything he may have if I get an opportunity to get to that point. But when I get later in the inning, if I kind of know what he's doing, why not take a hack at that first pitch, right?
Exactly. I mean, I'm a firm believer. I got 3 strikes, I'm a swing.
Yeah, and especially since I kind of know what he's doing now.
Yes. Now, maybe the first time I see him, I might let one or two. First time I see him, I'll let one go, like I see where he pitches, what his pitches are. But once I get comfortable with them, if I see a pitch I like, I'm going to swing it.
And you know he's getting, when he gets to the later stage, he's getting a little more tired.
Yep.
So I might have an advantage there. That ball knocked down. Good job by Pascal. Swearingen didn't take off, and I know you kind of wanted him to right there.
I thought he could have.
I thought he had maybe he just didn't locate the baseball in time. But so 3 balls and a strike down to Baisley. White comes set, and the pitch. Ground ball could be 2. Price, Jones on to first, a 4-6-3 double play, and just like that, we're out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. So the Quakers do get a man on, but do nothing with it. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it's Anderson 2 and Earlham nothing.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
We're back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, and I got you nothing again here in the first 3 innings, so I'm pretty consistent. I got nothing in the first game either.
Yep.
So that's up to you.
We'll see if I can bring some magic to him.
We're waiting for Brian to get done pontificating whatever he's doing down there. Look at him. He's doing it on the run, too.
Exactly. He's doing a good job.
No, you're not.
I know. Third baseman, number 23, Jonathan Willoughby, is leading off the inning for the Ravens. And first pitch he sees, he hits a shot up the middle. So he leads off the inning for the Ravens with a 1-pitch single. And that will bring up number 8, the left fielder, Austin Kane.
I'm not so sure Willoughby didn't know that, of course, he saw him once in the second inning that Gerbis generally leads off with a fastball in his first pitch.
Well, you know what? Prime example of that first pitch. You see it, you take a swing at it, it worked out well for him, so we're not going to say nothing about it.
Not a word.
They show bunt. Umpire says he did not pull back in time, so that would be strike 1. 0-1 count.
Baisley's going to come in, try to take that bunt attempt away, at least on the third base side. And he was going to square to bunt again. You can see his hands start to drop. And I'm sure that's why Gerbis threw to first. They're going to see if he's going to tip him off on another bunt attempt here.
This time Kane lays it down. Gerbis will go to first. That time he gathered himself to make a good throw, and he did, so that'll be the first out of the inning. Willoughby moves to second base, and that brings up the second baseman, number 13, T.J. Price.
We talked so much at times how the bunt is kind of a lost art. I think it's starting to come back a little bit more.
You see it a lot more now, yeah.
And that was almost a perfect bunt there by Kane.
Oh, exactly. And they usually say try to avoid hitting it right back to the pitcher, but we've seen it work out well a lot.
If you can get it soft enough just between the pitcher and the catcher, you're in good shape. Generally, the idea is to push it one way or the other, but you already knew that Baisley was coming, so there's only two options left. Where either go right back up the middle to the pitcher or go to the right side. And that's awful hard to push a bunt to the right side.
1-0 count for Price. That one off the turf. Willoughby will stay put. But a 2-0 count now for Price.
Price walked part of that 2-run third inning, where the Quakers ended up getting, 2 walks and an error in the inning?
Yes. Gerbis with a long time before making a move.
I'm surprised Price didn't call time.
That breaking ball in there for the first strike.
Hitters don't like to stand there and wait a long time because it is about timing. It is about rhythm.
Yeah, but if I'm a batter, I'm going to get annoyed, so I'm going to call time and try to just get a little movement in my body real quick, make sure I don't stiffen up.
No way I'm standing there that long. And, well, now he called time.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so he's a one rotation late here. So.
Gerbis' pitch is hit right back up the middle, and that will get through the infield. They are going to send Willoughby. Never mind, he holds him back. Good decision, too. But now runners are on first and third. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 22, Nick Jones.
The shortstop, number 22.
Yeah, Jones reached on an error, scored one of those 2 runs in the third inning. 4 hits on the board now for the Ravens. Colin Greavy, by the way, is still down in the bullpen. Not throwing at the moment, but they have him ready to go.
We'll see if they're going to have Price steal, try to avoid the double play situation. He's got a nice lead, and he takes off. I might have threw it. Well, it's halfway, Price slowed down, anticipating that he weren't going to throw it. I might have tried it.
Yeah,
I don't think Willoughby would have tried it.
And if anything, at least have your shortstop come up and cut it off if you're not going to throw all the way through. Maybe get the guy at third to commit, but well, there goes your double play opportunity, at least in the conventional sense.
That pitch in there for a strike.
Well, you have a feeling right now if this guy gets a base hit, Gerbis might be done for the day. Cause
if I'm the batter, I'm calling time. He's just to try to disrupt his rhythm. But he swings. It's in foul territory. Hatfield, he misread it.
That fell in front of the fence.
Yeah, he went sideways.
Yeah, he didn't go in front of it. He went on the side of it. Could have been a big out right there.
But 1-2 now for Jones.
There's not a whole lot of room down the foul lines where the bullpen is located. It actually comes out from where the dugout is located several feet. So he's got to not only negotiate where it is, but he's got to get around that fence as well.
That ball, pass ball, Willoughby thought about it, but he goes back.
Oh, Willoughby's like, I'm on a dead sprint. Okay. Whistle did a nice job at least getting a piece of that one to slow it down. Otherwise, again, there's not a ton of room between home plate and the backstop, but when they used to play McBride Stadium, it was forever back there. You could score from second base sometimes on a wild pitch, but not here.
Gerba's pitch is hit right back to him. He goes to third. Now they got Willoughby in a pickle. And they will tag him. So that is a very smart play by Joey Gerbis. He saw Willoughby got too far out, and he goes to third, and they get in the long pickle, and they get him out for the second out of the inning.
Well, base running error by Willoughby. He just got, of course, we saw that early, got a little bit too anxious. And now you have your best hitter. Here's the one thing about that. Your best hitters at the plate, you got to know that you got to stay put on any ball that's hit like that.
So 2 outs in the inning, much needed out for the Quakers. Now you have to finish it. Runners on first and second. Ball far inside for ball one.
So we've got, what, a 1-5-2-6. 1-5-2-6. Thank you.
And a shot hit in the gap. McFadden actually plays the ball perfectly, and he will make the grab for the final out of the inning. So no runs for the Ravens. We now head into the bottom of the fourth. Anderson leads 2-0 on the Wesley-based Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Welcome back. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Earlham trails 2-0. Still looking for that first run. Hopefully Jandro can get them started off. White still on the mound for the Ravens.
The second baseman, number 1.
Mark is 1 for 6 in the combined doubleheader here today. Struck out his first time up.
First pitch, he hits it back up the middle, and the
Great
grab
snag.
is made by Parker. That was a great grab by Parker out there.
You saw Parker make a catch like that earlier.
So a quick out for the Quakers, and that'll bring up number 33, the center fielder, Isaiah Shake.
That's frustrating for a player like Mark Jandro. You hit the ball well and didn't think maybe Parker was going to get to it, and Parker kind of snagged that right at the last second.
Like, man, if he played one step deeper, he wouldn't have got that.
He does cover some ground, though.
Yes, he does. Shake takes ball one. Shake fouled that last pitch off to even the count 1-1. Grounder hit to the shortstop Jones. The throw across is in time for the second out of the inning. And after that, I think you see the frustration from Isaiah Shake, and I think he's expressing that for the whole team. I think the whole team is frustrated on the hitting that the team is having right now.
Yeah, I know they made a couple of errors in the first game, but
Yeah.
we talked about their 97% fielding percentage coming in. You're only talking about 30 errors on the year, so don't be too surprised that they make plays the way they make them, because they're just a very good defensive team. And then again, they don't hit really well overall, but their defense certainly makes up for that. Their pitching, the first two guys we've seen today have been a huge difference. And they don't overpower you either.
Danny Dopp, 2-0 count. He fouls that off. Make it a 2-1 count. Dobb hits it to left field, and it will bounce for a single.
Now, the Quakers are going to do anything if they do end up getting in the tournament, or even next week if they have to win out to qualify. They're going to have Danny Dopp in the lineup, and it's good to see him back. Got a base hit in the first game. He singles in this one, so even though he had that injury, he is back and looks like he's almost to full health.
Pitching there for strike one for Hatfield, and that's honestly the best thing you can have going into the tournament is a full healthy squad.
Yeah, gotta have, that's one. This is part of the game.
Yes.
You gotta have all your guys.
Hatfield hits a shallow pop fly to right field, and the grab is made by Burton for the final out of the inning. So we head to the top of the fifth. Anderson still leads 2-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hope, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Back at Randall Lars Sadler Stadium, we're in the top of the fifth. Earlham still trails 2-0. Gerb is still on the mound. Nobody throwing in the bullpen right now.
Well, it was close back in the third.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that if Gerbis didn't get out of that fourth inning unscathed, he may not be pitching right now, but got that run down at third of Willoughby, and then eventually got out of the inning when Moran lined out. But it was close.
Leading off for the Ravens is the first baseman, number 12, Chuck Kidd.
Single his last time up.
The pitch inside for a 1-0 count.
So even through five, because the Ravens have sent so many hitters to the plate, he is already looking at his third time now at Gerbis.
And Kidd hits a shot down the left field line, but it goes out of play for strike one. 1-1 count for Kidd. Low for ball 2. High for another ball. It's a 2-1 count. I think it's a 3-1 count for Kidd. Yeah, 3-1 count for Kidd. And Kidd hits one high. Second baseman Jandra will make the call, and he will make the grab for the first out of the inning. Now batting be Tyler Burton, number 10, the right fielder.
By the way, game number 2 in the other 2 games, Transylvania, Manchester tied at 3, bottom of the 4th. No score between Franklin and Mount St. Joe, also in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Now Greavy is looking to start throwing.
Oh, if a pitcher always knows that somebody's down in the bullpen, and that bothers you at all, knowing that you might be done. I'm not so sure I'd look down there very much.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't. It's a 2-0 count for Burton.
And he's missing, but not by much.
Yeah, that one was a little closer. That one in there for a strike. 3-1 count. Deep to left field, and it goes off of the fence. McFadden there, and the throw to second is on time, and the out is made at second base. What a heck of a throw by McFadden in left field. Wow.
Yeah, Burton will get credit for the base hit, but then tried to stretch it into a double. Great play again by McFadden. That's why you never give up on a play.
The center fielder, number 24.
I mean, easily, you think McFadden thought, he's got a double. He'll walk in for the easy 2-base hit, but realized he had a chance to get him and a strong throw.
It was a very strong throw. And it wasn't just a strong throw. He threw that on, the accuracy on that throw was just perfect.
5 hits now by the Ravens.
It's a 2-0 count for Thomas Parker. And now the crowd is letting the umpire hear their displeasure with their calls.
Let's go. Come on.
Fouled off.
Come on.
2-1 count for Parker.
Paid to call those balls for strikes.
That one is fouled off.
Come on, Joe, right here, bud.
It is a 2-2 count for Parker. Now that ball making a full count.
Come back.
Gerbis' pitch is a swing and a miss. And Gerbis ends the inning on a strikeout. So no runs for Anderson, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Anderson leads 2-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Catcher Cameron Whistle will lead the Quakers off, and he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Again, Earlham still looking to put runs up on the board. Have they had any runners in scoring position today?
No.
So nobody has gotten past first base. Whistle takes that strike two.
In fact, the Quakers have had just, the 2 base runners so far.
Off the 2 hits, yeah.
That is it.
White's pitch is fouled off from Whistle.
You know, one thing about White, doesn't throw really hard. You can kind of tell when he's throwing his off-speed pitches. His delivery is a little bit different from the fastball. But you really got to wait back a little bit because he's not a real dominant right-hander.
Whistle hits it to third base. Willoughby fields it, and the throw across is in time for the first out of the inning.
You know, almost in many ways feels like he just kind of lays it in there. He says, all right, go ahead and hit this, you know.
Robbie Shondell is now at the plate for the Quakers.
Quakers have only had you talk about the 2 hits, but only 1 ball has been hit out of the infield when it comes to getting something on this right-hander White.
That is ball 1 as it goes off the catcher.
There's been a couple of fly ball outs, but other than that, everything ground balls.
That one ball 2 for Shondell.
So you can see his fastball is over the top a little bit more.
Yeah.
But somehow he's 3-0, so can't argue with that.
Swing and a miss from Shondell. He fouls that off.
Board says 2-1. It's actually 1-2.
Two, he said.
2-2. Even I'm a pitch behind.
Outside, full count.
Hey, base hit ball 4 here. Let's go. Come on, find a way on here. Base hit ball 4.
He hits that back up the middle, and that will be a base hit for Shondell. So Shondell gets on base for the Quakers' 3rd hit of the ball game, and that'll bring up number 16, Andrew McFadden. See if he can keep this going for the Quakers, see if he can move them over. Again, not one base runner has made it to second base in this game. And he hits it back at the pitcher, and it goes off his foot, and the throw to first is in time for the second out of the inning. And if White says he's good, that it hit his cleat rather than his body. And if I'm McFadden, I am not happy because that's a base hit that was ruined by it bouncing off White.
You know, that's 2 in a row that have been hit at him.
Yeah.
And so now this one actually hits him, and once he is able to locate the baseball, he still is able to make the play at first. That's a great play by White. Swearingen singled his first time up.
And a shot hit by Swearingen.
Oh,
and
my.
The catch is made by the left fielder, Kane, for the final out of the inning. So that will end the 5th inning. We head to the top of the 6th. Anderson still leads at 2-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
We are in the top of the 6th inning. It is still 2-0. Anderson leads. Gerbis is still on the mound for the Quakers. Leading off the inning for the Ravens will be the catcher, number 21, Adam Pascal.
Number 21, Adam Pascal.
Nobody throwing in the bullpen. We've seen Greavy get loose a little bit, but he's no longer throwing. And the first pitch, Pascal hits it to left field, and McFadden is there, and he makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
You know, it's been a while since we've had these guys just swinging and getting first outs.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of these one-pitch outs.
Mm.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
No, this game started at 3:26. We're an hour and 10 minutes old, and we're already in the 5th inning or 6th inning. Sorry.
Jonathan Willoughby is at the plate now for the for the Ravens, and he hits it, and it takes a bad bounce past Jandro.
I suppose they're going to blame me for that too.
I was just thinking that.
See, anytime you say that a game is going quick, everybody gets upset because they think they're jinxing something.
Yeah, but you realize nobody gets on Brian when there's one out to go in the 9th inning and he says like a 10-run comeback?
Yeah, nobody says a word.
Austin Kane fouls it off for the first strike. 0-1 count. 1 out in the inning.
I don't know what he's complaining about. He doesn't have a social life. I don't know what he's not doing anything. By the way, Greavy, as you mentioned, back up and throwing is Gerbis. Every time we think he might be on the ropes, he comes back and gets a big out.
Swing and a miss from Kane.
He was in trouble in the 3rd. He was in trouble in the 4th, got out of it. Looked like they were going to maybe pull him in the 5th inning, got out of that.
And And that is in there for strike 3. Austin Kane goes down looking for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, number 13, TJ Price.
I think he watched a pretty good pitch go by. So I'm not sure what Kane was looking for.
I wasn't sure about that either. Maybe he had his mind made up it was going to be a breaking ball. And just
It's hard to tell.
Honestly. That ball is low for ball 1. Gerbis with the pickoff move, not in time. It's a 1-0 count. What is that, 2-0 count?
Yeah, board's behind again.
Yeah, 2-0 count for Price.
I think they've checked out.
High pop fly hit, and Swearingen will call for it. And he falls on the mound. And he's going home. The throw home is a bad throw, so Willoughby scores, and Price makes it all the way to third.
On a routine fly ball. So that's going to be a base hit for TJ Price. He will end up at third.
Wow.
Willoughby scores on the run, but the error has to be, there's going to be an error in there somewhere. It's a matter, it depends where they're going to put it.
Knowing that Swearingen tripped on the mound and the ball fell right there, you think Gerber should have been the one to call for that?
Well, generally the rule is this: your pitcher never does anything. But he stood there on the mound. Gerber stood there, and I'm not so sure that when Swearingen was coming in, he didn't see Gerber still there. And maybe
Swearingen tripped on the mound.
And I understand that. But I'm not so sure he didn't take his eye off of the baseball and see that Gerbis was still standing there, and I don't know if he was going to try to pull up at the last second, he didn't have any choice, but the bottom line is Gerbis, get off the mound and get out of the way, then let whatever else is going to happen. If it's going to be Swearingen, you want those guys coming in to make the play. So now Gerbis is out because of a miscue on what was to be a routine fly ball. So, hey, we'll take a quick break as Colin Greavy is the new pitcher for the Quakers. A run is across here in the inning. We will take a quick timeout. Quakers trail this one 3-0. This is Quakers Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Still in the top of the 6th inning, Colin Greavy is the new pitcher for the Quakers after a run came in from, I don't even know how to describe it. But
well, Willoughby scores on it. TJ Price get credited for the double, which is unusual that you'd hit one that high in the air. But again, there were 2 outs at the time.
And Swearingen had called for it, but he tripped on the mound, and then when he fell, it went
And
all the way back,
Yeah.
almost by the fence.
Yeah, and it didn't hit him or
Yeah,
anything, so
no,
that's
so they
the
ruled it
base
a
hit
double.
there. And then the error on the throw.
Yes, when Willoughby came home. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
On the throw home, when it got by Gerbis and then the runner from second moved to third, that's where the error came in. And I know you talked about the pitcher normally doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And again, it's not going out to blame anybody. Just curious to know that, because then you don't hardly ever see the ball hit exactly where the mound is at.
Right.
And so do you just wonder, should a pitcher call it in that situation?
I say never. He should get off the mound, let those guys coming in, let them make the play. I think Swearingen was doing the right thing, but I still believe in the back, and somehow he saw Gerbis was still there, and Gerbis got off too late. And I think he just took his off, and that's probably why he also tripped over the mound, too.
But Greavy comes in and gets a quick strikeout for the final out of the inning. So 1 run is scored by the Ravens, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Earlham trailing 3-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Earlham trailing 3-0. Leading off for the Quakers, number 38, the third baseman, Devin Baisley.
Well, I'm sure there's still a little bit of buzz going on about the play that eventually got another run on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's a play you generally don't see.
No. And only that, but how the ball ended up way over here in foul territory. And everybody just keeps running. Then there's confusion, and everybody's running around. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. It was just crazy. We have a new left fielder. That was the young man that played in the earlier contest.
Number 42.
Yeah, that is Benny Day. He's going to be in the number 8 position. Yep.
It is a 1-1 count for Baisley.
That's a nice pitch. Good breaking ball.
Outside, evens up the count 2-2 for Baisley.
White sailing along, much like what we saw in Moran in the first game.
Yeah. And again, plays like that last one we saw in the last inning, Earlham it's not helping themselves by making, mistakes like that. And it's unfortunate that Baisley Swearingen, was so focused on the ball, he couldn't see the mound, so he tripped on it.
Well, one thing that we know, and before Jandro gets to the plate, but you're on your own home turf.
Yes.
and you generally know where the mound is because you're looking up and looking down, looking up and looking down to see where everything and the obstacles are. It's no different if you're running on, down the line and the fence is coming.
But I think right there, I don't think Swearingen was looking down. I think as soon as he locked onto that ball, I think he just ran while he kept looking up and didn't look down once to see where he was at.
Well, it would be fun to ask him. I mean, I'd love to know what he saw and when he, who knows?
Yeah, ask him for, I don't know, for
well,
science.
if the Quakers win this game, then you don't have to really think about it too much.
That
but
is
if they
true.
lose, and then it becomes a factor.
Good bump by Jandro. Catcher Pascal will get it, and the throw to first is in time. So it'll be the first out of the inning, and Baisley moves to second.
Well, the one thing about what the Quakers are having to do right now is they're trading outs late in the ball game, and I'm not sure that with Jandro being a 300 hitter that I'd like to give him up as a sacrifice right there.
I can see it if you were down 1, but you're down 3. I feel like, and like I said, you're getting closer and closer to ending the game, and so I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with it.
Well, we saw Hatfield in that first game. They had tried to bunt him at one point, and we were all kind of curious a little bit about that, your number 4 hitter.
Shake hits it to center field, and the catch is made from Parker. So that'll be out number 2 for the Quakers.
And that essentially then takes away the sacrifice because you traded an out. Now you got 2. Danny Dopp is up. I know Danny's an excellent hitter, but then he's got to deliver right here to make that sacrifice work. So
exactly. So, but now that brings up Danny Dopp, and runners at second. See if Danny Dopp can.
One thing about White, he doesn't throw hard. You don't have to duck out of the way of that pitch too much. If his fastball might be in the 70s range, but whatever the pitch that was, probably in the 60s.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, as he misses low and outside, he's a guy that almost, at least it looks like, I'm just going to throw it in there. If you hit it, great. If you don't, great, whatever the case may be. But he doesn't try to overpower you, or at least he can't overpower you with his pitches.
That ball outside. Nice stop from Pascal. It is a 3-0 count. Is it a 3-0 count?
It is a 3-0 count.
It is a 3-0 count for Danny Dopp. White's pitch is low for ball 4, so Dopp reaches by way of walk, and we bring it back up. We talked about walks. Can come back to hurt you. Baisley was walked, but can Earlham make him pay for it?
Yeah, that's the key. You have 2 walks in the inning, and if you're going to make him pay for it, here's one guy that can do it, and it's Hatfield's 0 for 2.
Pitch to Hatfield is outside. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily would swing unless I get one perfect. He's throwing a lot of balls at this current moment.
Well, and again, Hatfield being a power hitter, if I'm White, I give him a steady diet of breaking pitches, off-speed pitches. Don't give him anything to hit. Then he can extend those big arms. But then he comes back with a fastball. But on Hatfield's side, you know what? He's walked 2 in the inning. He's struggled a little bit. I'll make him throw me a strike.
Exactly. White's pitch is shallow pop fly, hit to right field.
He lost
couldn't find it.
Wow.
And now the first base coach is on Hatfield because Hatfield was jogging down the line. Thinking it was automatic.
You know what? You'd think, too, that maybe even Danny Dopp would have gotten around and scored.
Yeah.
That's a base hit.
I didn't realize it was that sunny outside.
I'm not sure what he was looking at. I don't know how he lost it because it isn't that sunny out here.
Got a quick timeout. But
That's what is so strange about this game at times, where you think, well, that would have been an easy out. You've been out of the inning, go back to work on offense. They're going to be a pinch runner down at first base, and then who knows what happens. But
yeah, exactly. But
that's weird.
Earlham does get a run across the board.
So the Quakers will now run Michael Medley, the freshman out of Westchester, Ohio, down at first base for Hatfield. I think that Hatfield may be coming out of the ball game because he didn't hustle down to first base. Because you can never assume that there's going to be a catch
that is
made.
True. I think if he'd have hustled, he might have got the second.
He might have got a double.
Whistle's at the plate. He takes strike one. There are 2 outs in the inning. Runners on first and third.
But you see it all the time. Players fly ball.
Yeah.
That's routine. I'll just jog instead of really running it out. Might have had 2 runs here.
I think you never know. That ball's low. 1-1 count for Whistle.
I know coaches get upset with players who don't run it out.
Yeah.
And they have all reason to be. It may only happen once out of every 100 hits. Who knows?
Maybe.
But
always.
Might be that one. It'll determine whether you get into the tournament or not.
Exactly. Strike 2 for Whistle.
On the other side of the ledger for Anderson, you can't make easy mistakes like that either. If you're going to play at a higher level and try to make any waves in the tournament or get in the tournament.
He's taking off. He should.
Oh, my.
Whistle goes down looking for strike 3. And that will end the inning. Earlham does get 1 run, but they trail 3-1 going into the 7th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Well, we will head to the 7th inning into what has become a little bit of a bizarro game here in game number 2. It's Moran, Kidd, and Burton all due up. We have seen a bizarre play at the pitcher's mound. We've seen a ball fall into right field, and a ball that we thought should have been an easy catch ended up leading to a run, and Quakers didn't run it out and possibly could have been 2 runs, but now they're still down 3-1.
So you know what? Both runs in the 6th inning by both teams were scored on what should be routine pop flies.
Yeah. Well, this game can be really humbling at times, and
yes, it can.
For the Quakers now trying to get this offense going, it has not been another easy day in game number 2 as Moran will step to the plate. Moran 0 for 2 with a walk to his credit. The pitch by Greavy on the way, swing and a miss. Moran is again 0 for 2 in this game, but he pitched to a win in the first game, had a couple of base hits. That pitch low and inside for a ball. The count is even at 1-1. Well, not a lot of offense in game 2, just a 3-1 score, 3-2 in the first game. Greavy's pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. We're talking with Don Tincher, who's doing the scoring today, about when Ted Williams used to play here. And we, of course, again, we want to make sure we're clear on this. That's a line drive into left field, caught by McFadden, who kind of jumped up and made the catch, but there's one away. But Ted Williams, who used to play here for the Quakers, was talking about he used to play off the line in right field because it was hard to see the ball coming off the bat. And maybe that's what happened to Burton in the last half inning as Chuck Kidd stepped to the plate.
In order to do that, you got to be fast.
Hey, he was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to cover a lot of ground.
Yes, you have to be fast in order to get away with that.
And you thought he was always playing off the line, and that's going to be lined into right field, just out of the outstretched glove of Gendreau. As Kidd, the one-out single. That'll be the 8th hit now by the Ravens here, and they get a base runner on. And that'll bring up now Tyler Burton. Burton, a couple of base hits and a walk. Been on base all 3 times.
Number 10, Tyler Burton.
Well, as we said earlier, we've had plenty of clouds today, though we're seeing more sunshine than clouds, so I don't think that the sun was an issue. I just think he lost it. Now, of course, you look at Shondell having to shade his eyes in right field. The stretch and the pitch hit foul. Well, the offensive woes continue for this Earlham baseball team. They just cannot buy some runs here in this second contest. Greavy in now for Gerbis. The pitch on the way. Hit down the line. That's a fair ball. So Burton will get 2 on this one. Heading to third is Kidd. And a double. Runners now at second and third.
I tell you what, McFadden's got an arm.
He does.
He threw a bullet to third base. If Kidd was just getting there, he'd have been tagged out. But it was a great hit. And now you gotta, if you're Greavy, try to avoid Anderson getting any more runs, knowing that runs are a premium for Earlham.
And here is Parker. Parker struck at his last time up. And the infield is in. Time is called.
You know what? I'm actually curious. And, I mean, again, in baseball, you take away runs. And you take runs any way you can get them, of course. But was this run unearned, right? The one in this game? Or no, since it goes down as a hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that was hit on the mound?
No, the one that Earlham scored. That's earned, right?
Yeah, in the last inning. Yeah.
Never mind, I take that question back.
Yeah. That one is fouled away on the bunt attempt. Parker, fielder's choice, stolen base in the second inning. He has struck out twice. Again, to that infield ground ball. Your percentages certainly in favor of the hitter. The stretch by Greavy. And the pitch on the way. He'll show bunt again. Well, what makes the play, at least if you're going to go ahead and try this again, is your third baseman Baisley coming in. So Willoughby, or take that back, the base runner Kidd down at third doesn't have to worry too much about getting picked off.
Yeah.
Because your third baseman Baisley is charging in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Long look again for Greavy. The pitch on the way, hitting away, base hit right field. 1 run will score. Shondell comes up throwing. It's now 4-1. When the infield is in, that again just makes those percentages go up because you're looking at your infield not having an angle to get to a baseball, but that was well hit. I doubt very much that Gendreau would have gotten to it anyway.
Yep.
But now 3 straight hits. And here's Pascal stepping to the plate. 10 hits on the board now for the Ravens in game number 2. No one throwing right now for the Quakers. Pascal flew out his last time up back in the 6th inning. He'll show bunt. Bunts at third base side and bunts at foul. Well, 2 straight hitters now showing bunt. And both left-handed hitters. Boy, and as an infielder, you really need to think ahead what you're going to do right here. If he does try to bunt it again, what's going to happen if it's bunted to me? Or am I going to go with the baseball? What the situations are, as Greavy will now toss to first. And again, this was more of a, let's see if Pascal will tip his hand again and show bunt. Burton at third, Parker's at first. A good lead by Parker at first base. Outside is Whistle as he goes under the outside corner of the plate. Bunted and bunted foul. And he's down at 0-2. Pascal 1 for 4 in game 1. He drove in a run. I think it would be a safe bet to say now that the bunt is off. And they'll let Pascal go ahead and hit away, and he should get a pretty good look right here. I know it's 0-2, and if you're Greavy, don't give him anything right down the middle of the plate. Try to have this be a decent waste pitch. The stretch by the right-hander, the pitch is on the way, and it was outside, and I don't think he got a piece of it. If he did, let's see, he said no, he did not, so that'll be a strikeout.
Much needed out right there, much needed out. But again, you got to finish the inning.
So Pascal
now batting the third baseman
is out number 2 of the inning. Here is Willoughby. You know, I'm not sure how much Pascal bunts as well, but I'm not sure I'd have had him in that situation trying to bunt, especially after the first strike. I'd have taken it off right there. If he's not successful on number 1, let's let him hit away, not get down, and 2 strikes on both bunt attempts. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, and maybe Pascal's a really good bunter. But I'm up 4-1. I'd like to see maybe my left-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
You've just nailed him for 3 straight solid base hits. So even get another one. Pitch on the way, hit foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, Greavy, you're up 0-2 in the count. This one, you can't let it get away from you. You can't let can't miss a spot. Let him get an easy hit. This is a batter, you have to finish. Just think about it. You give a base hit, that's 2 more runs, and a 5-run lead seems a lot bigger when you're struggling for runs than what it is.
Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. This will be tapped into right field, and coming in to make the sliding catch is Sean Dell. I'm not sure if he saw it at first, but he picks it up eventually, and that'll do it as the Ravens leave 2 runners in scoring position. The good news is the Quakers only give up the 1 run, but now they trail it here as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond.
Well, the Quakers, if you look at the overall picture right now, they are down to their now final 9 outs in this second game of the doubleheader. It'll be Sean Dell, McFadden, and Swearingen all due up.
How about right fielder number 25, Robbie Shondell.
So Shondell steps in. White continues to throw well through 6 innings. And the first pitch hit foul. I was thinking a little bit about Manchester earlier, and the only reason why is because the Quakers will go there next week. And the reason I thought about Manchester, they were so strong in baseball for a stretch. About 4 or 5 years ago, there's a swing and a miss. And it's hard to stay at a certain level. Now, the Quakers have been very, very good under Steve Sackis over the years, and they're on the verge of perhaps losing their 20th game as that's hit foul. We'll stay at 0-2. But sometimes, you get a certain class like what he had 2 years ago. That senior class became the all-time winningest baseball program in Earlham history. Staying at that level is not an easy thing to do. There's a called third strike. And when you saw the team that they had, the way they could hit, you knew that you could have a bad offensive day, but your pitching was so good that it'd keep you in the ball game. But if you had a bad pitching day, your offense was so good you could outscore teams. But now you've got decent pitching as McFadden steps to the plate. Check swing, he goes around. But the same story is you just can't find a way to score runs.
Yeah.
And it has bit this team again here today. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball into left field. Day is there as he will squeeze that one for out number 2. And, boy, 2 quick outs here in the inning. That'll bring up Zach Swearingen.
Now batting this shortstop.
Quakers in this one, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ground ball outs. There's a fly ball into right field. And easy inning. Boy, that was quick.
Yeah,
your pitcher didn't
quick.
even have a chance to get much of a rest as the Quakers down 1, 2, 3 in the 7th inning. A strikeout and 2 fly balls, and they only saw, 4 pitches?
Maybe.
We will head now to the top of inning number 8 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. The Quakers trail at 4-1.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. You know, I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
By the way, we are heading now to the 8th inning. We have a new first baseman as Medley will be at first base, and it looks like we have a new catcher as well for the Quakers. So Whistle is out. Is this Easton Embry? Who is it?
The left fielder, number 42.
Also Bradley. So Andrew Bradley is behind the plate. So Whistle is done for the day. As we mentioned, Medley is at first base, and Greavy's first pitch is low for a ball. So the Quakers making some changes here in the 8th. White continues to throw, and his next pitch on the way. Or take that back. Greavy continues to throw, and that pitch is outside. Fly ball on the right side. The first baseman, Medley, makes the catch right in front of the dugout, located that fence, and ends up getting the out for the first out of the inning. Benny Day, by the way, was the out. He hit in the place of Kane. And here is T.J. Price, the number 9 hitter.
Number 13, T.J. Price.
So with one away, Price will step to the plate. Looks like Greavy will finish this one out as that pitch is inside. No one throwing in the bullpen. We'll get you a quick update on those other 2 games that are going on if we get an opportunity. Still no score between Franklin and Mount St. Joe, and Manchester leading Transylvania in the bottom of the 7th, 5-3. There's a strike. T.J. Price doubled his last time. That was the one that was popped up in the infield, in which the Quakers were unable to make the play on it. Fly ball hit foul. We'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So just to give you a quick heads up, if the Quakers lose this one, they will fall 2 games under the 500 mark. They'll go to 7-9. That's going to be hit to the first baseman. Medley comes in, gets 2 quick putouts.
The defense right there by Medley coming in shows that when your number's called, always be ready.
And here's Nick Jones.
The shortstop, number 22, Nick Jones.
If Manchester holds on to beat Transylvania, Transylvania will be 8-8. Manchester will be 7-8. As I mentioned, the Quakers will end up falling now to the number 6 spot in the standings. And we'll go to Manchester next week. So you literally are on the edge of getting in or being eliminated next week if you don't find a way to rally here today. Hit well, but foul. How quickly things can change.
Yes.
And the last thing you want to do is give Defiance, Bluffton, or Hanover a chance to get in as well. And they all are right there, would be right there on the heels of the Quakers for number 6.
And just me personally, I feel like this Quakers team, they're a lot better than what they're showing and than what their record says. This is a really good baseball team. It's just they're not playing up to the standards that Coach Sackler has for them.
Yeah, they're just not a – I mean, I thought we'd all look at a better hitting baseball team. You look back at the year that Robertson has had, and it has not been the year he thought he would have. Then you had the injury late to Danny Dopp, though he is back. You don't have the timely hitting. You don't have the key hits in the right places. That's hit foul. I mean, there are all kinds of factors that we will look at depending on how this season ends. Now, I still believe they could put it all together in the tournament. But now they've got to worry about whether they'll even get in.
Yeah.
Greavy set to throw once again. We're at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way. He'll stay in there as Jones gets a good cut on that one. We haven't had anybody race for the baseball there for a while. I think the fans look more forward to that than any of the game. Two balls, 2 strikes. The leadoff hitter, Nick Jones. The break-even pitch is outside, 3-2. Well, Tuesday we'll know more as Anderson will be at Franklin. That'll be a doubleheader. Mount St. Joe will travel to Defiance. And those conference matchups will go a long way into telling us what will be important for the Quakers next week, as that'll be a walk.
I personally think Rose and Franklin will be the top 2 seeds.
Yeah, well, the way they're going right now, be curious to see how Anderson will go to Franklin play in their ballpark the way they hit,
Yeah.
you're going to have to find a way. You'll have to do more than what you've done in these two games for sure.
Yes.
But I would find it highly unlikely that they'll go up there and take both games from the Grizzlies. Here's the pitch.
But in this league, you never know.
You
the
don't.
way this year is going in this conference.
I just have kind of that gut feeling at Franklin, even though they may finish second, they may win this thing. Just watching them hit the other day. The stretch again by Greavy. And the pitch.
Like when Rose came in, yes, they swept Earlham, but I didn't walk away feeling like, okay, that team might be unbeatable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no team is unbeatable. Let me get that squared away right now. But the way Franklin came in and just completely dominated, it was made clear why they're the defending champs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. Pitch is in there for a strike, and it doesn't matter, as that is strike number 3 on Joe Moran, and that will do it for the Ravens here in the 8th inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 8 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers continue to trail this one 4-1.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
By the way, Brian, our public address announcer, is downstairs, and he had a lady sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and she got a T-shirt. She didn't even get close. So here's Baisley.
Number 38, Devin Baisley.
You know what he should have done is he should have had a card with the words on to give her a chance, see how she sings. So far, we have seen a video board earlier of some guys singing. It wasn't good. A lot of people stopped eating right after that. So Baisley is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Popped up to the right side. The first baseman will give it a look, and that'll go out of play. We're 0-2. Now, Quaker fans, not a whole lot to cheer about here in the second game.
Yeah, it's been a quiet day for the Quakers offensively, and a few mistakes on the defensive side of the ball.
White looking for a complete game win here. Fly ball, shallow right field, coming in to make the... Nope, he dropped it. Burton kind of cool daddied that one and dropped it. And that'll be an error.
Okay.
Wow.
Just got to take advantage.
The second baseman, number 1, Mark Johnson.
So the Quakers have a man on with the air on Burton. Now, I'm pretty sure that Burton saw that baseball. He was just going to cool daddy that one and, do the Willie Mays catch or something and end up dropping out of his glove. That's a hot shot to the third baseman. Willoughby gets one there on to first. Didn't matter.
Man.
Well, that bails Burton out.
That does.
Now batting the center fielder.
A 5-4-3 double play is Mark Jandro.
Well, it goes back to situational hitting.
Here's Isaiah Shake, and right now the Quakers can't buy a hit. And even when they're given a gift with the error on the right fielder Burton, they hit into the double play. Pitch is up high, 1-0. Isaiah 0 for 3. You know, the other thing, it becomes contagious. When things are going well, everybody's doing well. When things aren't going well, everybody seems to be struggling.
Yeah.
Nobody can hit the baseball.
Yeah, and, you know, there was a saying from the Virginia basketball team who won the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And one of their players says, their coach always says, calm is contagious.
Yeah.
And, you know, thinking about that, just how true that is, I think, yeah, you know, when one person does well, or like when you got a couple guys going well, it's contagious throughout the whole team. But when, you know, you got a whole team struggling, it's contagious.
Everybody panics.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes, shake back in. Here's the pitch by White. Well, that was close. 2-2. Anderson fans now getting on the home plate umpire, so it's equal on both sides. Here's the break-even pitch on the way. Fly ball down the right field line. Burton is there. Burton will make the catch this time on the run as he now redeems himself. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It is Anderson 4, Earlham 1. This is Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Well, we head to the 9th inning, and the Quakers down in this one as they trail it 4-1. Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. And it will be Kidd, Burton, and Parker all due up. As we will see Kidd step in. He singled in the 7th inning, 2 for 4 here in the second game. Well, the Quakers will be down to their final 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th. 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Greavy's pitch jams him. Ground ball hopper to Willoughby, or should say Baisley. The third baseman low throw, and the runner at first is safe. That'll be an error. So the Quakers commit error number 3?
Yeah, it's just mental mistakes, you know, routine plays that, you know, you've seen and gone over hundreds and hundreds of times that it just hasn't fallen your way today.
And Leonardo Marrero will be the new pinch runner out of Katy, Texas. He's a junior. And Marrero will be pinch running down at first base for Chuck Kidd.
Number 36, Leonardo Marrero.
And here is Tyler Burton. 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error on the board for Anderson. The Quakers just 1 run, 4 hits, and 3 errors here in Game 2. We've been keeping you up to date with the other games that are going on of interest. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Manchester still leading Transylvania 5-3. No score between Franklin and Mount St. Joe in the 8th inning. That one's going to be tapped to the left side. Greavy coming off the mound. He'll have to hurry, and he is safe at first base.
Man.
So that'll be an infield base hit. And how about Burton in Game 2? He's been on base all 5 times. He has 4 hits.
I think that play just, like, symbolized the way the game has gone for the Quakers. You know, Burton didn't even mean to swing. It barely gets in play, but he still beats the throw out.
Another pinch runner, though, too, is Hunter Cornelius out of Switz City. He's of course, a graduate of White River Valley High School. So Cornelius pinch running for Burton. We're going to have all kinds of changes coming up in the 9th inning. Marrero is now down at second base. Yeah, that's kind of like you said, how the doubleheader has gone today, though in that first game, Quakers had a couple of breaks.
Yes.
Greavy's next pitch hit foul. I just know that for Anderson, they thought that perhaps calls did not go their way, still managed to pull out a 3-2 win. But Earlham shooting themselves in the foot here in the second game. And there's not a whole lot that the Quaker coaching staff can do, but just hope they get out of this thing here pretty quick. The final 2 games next weekend. They'll show bunt, third base side, bunted foul. So now Parker down 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
You can play these little games when you're up 4-1.
Yeah, when you're up 4-1, you can. Out.
Some of those are still having fun down there.
Yeah, somebody's still having a lot of
I'm
fun
assuming they're Anderson fans. I'm not.
Or, I don't know, I have seen Earlham fans, just not in baseball, but other games, they'll start paying attention to the other stuff. People do bring their dogs around a lot.
They do. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, boy, I think he was ready to ring him up. Parker's going to get another chance right here. You almost see that right hand flinch a little bit, but the home plate umpire called it off at the last second. Game just a little over 2 hours. Fly ball, left center field. Shake is there. He'll catch it right in front of McFadden. The runners will stay one away. And that'll bring up Pascal.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21, Adam Pascal.
You got to change baseball a little bit. The outfielders, if you're in center field, you're going to catch those in center. If it's over here, you can't catch it over there. What do you think? That way, if the guy falls down, he can't come over and help him. Let's change this game a little bit.
I think that would tune a lot of fans out of baseball.
I still think you should be able to run right or left. I mean, what makes me – why are we not allowing players to go that way instead of that way?
Too complicated.
What says I always have to run down to first base? I like first base over there. But again, as I said before, if you go that way, you start that way, everybody's got to run that way.
Okay, that was my counter question.
That's a line drive, base hit into right field. Kid, take that back. That's not. Marrero. They're going to hold him. The base is loaded. 12 hits on the board. And there's still just one out. There is nobody throwing in the bullpen. They're leaving it right out up to Colin Greavy. Here's Willoughby. We could really change this game a lot. The whole structure, all of it. Maybe start a new league. Starting football leagues everywhere.
That is true. I mean, but you saw how long the AAF lasted.
Yeah, it didn't last long. Here's a line drive into right field as Shondell makes the catch. Runner Marrero at third will tag. He will score, and it's now 5-1. So the sacrifice fly works as Willoughby drives in the run. So 2 away. And this will bring up number 42, Benny Day. We mentioned Benny played a little bit in the first game out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. Look at how they found Benny all the way down in Jeffersonville and got him to Anderson. That's a long haul. But again, runners at first and second. Pitch is low for a ball. Kane got the start in game 2. They had the injury to their starter in game 1, and Kane played well, but now it's Day who steps in. Greavy checks the runner. The pitch on the way. Check swing foul. Greavy gets the sign from Bradley. And the 1-1 pitch on the way is low and outside. Good job by Bradley as he blocks that one in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Quakers go back to the matchup when they won the 4 games. They swept Defiance here. They go to Mount St. Joe. They swept that doubleheader. They had a 4-game winning streak going. Throw it a second on in time. Feeling really good going into that April 20th doubleheader against Franklin. They got pounded in those 2 games. They go to DePaul for the non-conference game on April 23rd. They were unable to get anything going offensively there. They come back against Adrian. Is that pitch in there for a strike? So this slump offensively has really been since they finished off Mount St. Joe in that doubleheader back in April the 16th. We're talking about 11 days ago that they haven't been able to do much. And again, calendar-wise, but game-wise as well, they just haven't been able to develop anything on offense as that pitch is outside. So it gives you a pretty good idea of how long it has been since Earlham has put together a really good offensive attack. And we mentioned in that matchup against Franklin, the Quakers had hit they'd hit well over 300 in the 4-game winning streak, and that dropped down to almost 100 after the matchup against Franklin and DePaul. Runners take off. It's hit foul. Runners will return. By the way, Franklin has now come through in that game against Mount St. Joe. The Grizzlies put 2 runs on the board in the top of the 8th inning. And Manchester does beat Transylvania 5-3. Ground ball foul. So we will update the standings for you again. So Manchester now 7-8. Transylvania will fall to 8-8. So Earlham right now, if they do lose, they will fall behind both Transy and Manchester in the standings.
And fall to what, 5th?
1, 2, 3, 4. That's popped up foul. Yeah, Roseby first, Franklin second, Anderson third. Then you'd have Transy moving into 4th. You would have Manchester moving into 5th. Earlham would fall to 6th because they'd be a half game behind. Manchester would be 7-8. The Quakers would be 7-9.
Which makes that series against Manchester even more important.
Yep. And the other thing that, again, I told you earlier that the Quakers will not benefit is there's another foul ball. I say not benefit because Manchester lost the one game they had earlier in the season that is not going to be made up when they did not play that game against Mount St. Joe. So Manchester will benefit from not playing if they end up going the way that we think that everything will go next week. They could nudge somebody out by half a game by not playing. Greavy with the pitch. Inside for ball 4. So long at bat for Benny Day. He is on. Bases are loaded.
That was a great at bat by Day right there.
Yeah, he hung in there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here is Kyle Hall.
Kyle Hall.
So bases loaded here for the Ravens. 2 away. Kyle Hall out of South Bend played at Marion. That pitch is low and inside. Hits on the board for the Ravens here this afternoon in Game 2. Greavy's next pitch is inside, ball 2. Earlham is going to have to get some help next week if they end up losing to Manchester next week, because Bluffton will go to Transylvania. Those will be the final 2 games, so they're going to have to hope that what I would hope is that Transy would win both those games and to make sure Bluffton, as that's hit foul, make sure that Bluffton can't catch me at the number 6 spot. I would hope that Defiance would lose their last 2 games at Franklin, which would probably be the case because they're 6-8. So they're right on your heels. So you want Franklin to beat them, and then you want Hanover to lose their final games of the year at Rose and Mount St. Joe.
But we can avoid all that if we win. So.
Yeah, well, you don't have to worry about it. But if it doesn't happen, you need those teams to lose. Because bottom line is you're probably not going to catch those other teams unless something strange happens. So you got to have all those other teams at the bottom lose. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Hall. Gravy with the pitch. This one hit down the right field line, and that will go foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, so much for the probability chart I'd drawn up earlier, because if Earlham would even split and go 9-9, I thought maybe they'd be the 4th seed. Still, it could be a possibility. But then they've got to go to Manchester and find a way to win both games there. And then a lot has to happen beneath them. That pitch is inside for ball 4. That'll walk in a run. So back to the top of the order. Here is Nick Jones. Back-to-back walks given up by Greavy. 2 runs across in the inning. And there is nobody throwing. So they're going to leave it up to Greavy to get the final out here. And Earlham down by 5. Ground ball right side. That's going to get through. 1 run will score. Rounding third, heading to the plate. 2 runs will score. And it's now 8-1.
Anderson just adding insurance runs and just having a great final inning to the game.
Well, they are going to leave no doubt about it. So now runners at first and second will have a visit to the mound. Jones able to drive in a couple of runs right there.
Number 27, Joe Moran.
Joe Moran is next. Now they're checking out Greavy. He's behind the mound. I don't know. I think he's okay. I don't think anything happened there. They're just going to go out and see what they got to do to help him get this final out. But you got your best hitter on the team and Joe Moran next. And this has been one long inning. There is some now a little bit of activity going on in the Earlham bullpen. If Greavy can't get another out here. Well, however the Quakers do it, if they go to Manchester in their final 2 games, say they win both, I think you'd still consider they're going to limp into the playoffs if they do get in, because they've taken some shots lately as Greavy's next pitch is low and outside, ball 1. In other words, they won't be going in with a whole lot of momentum unless they just absolutely unload at Manchester. We're talking about runs of 13, 14 in each game and blasting a couple of home runs. Here's a ball hit well into right field. Shondell back on it and reaches up and makes the catch for the final out. Shondell fell to the turf, but it was able to stay with it, and that'll do it for the Ravens. But Anderson adds 4 runs in the inning. We will head to the bottom of the ninth. Anderson on top of this one. 4-1, I should say 8-1. This is Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Well, the Quaker Bats have been stifled here this afternoon as they are about to drop 2 games unless they find a way to rally here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Danny Dopp will lead things off. Danny singled back in the 4th. He walked in the 6th inning. White is back in as he'll try to get a complete game victory here this afternoon in the first pitch in there for a strike. White's second pitch on the way is a breaking ball that stays up high. And I can venture to say that if the Quakers mount any type of a rally whatsoever, that Anderson will throw the kitchen sink plus at them to stop this game from going any further.
I'm willing to bet that as well.
Because they've now put themselves in excellent position.
Excellent position.
But they still have series against Rose and Franklin coming up. But at least they came in here and needed to get 2 wins, and they're going to do it. Unless the Quakers can find a way to rally. There's a strike. Here's the pitch. That catches a piece of Pascal, the catcher. And if the Quakers lose this, as we mentioned, that'll be their 20th loss of the season. Doesn't happen very often here. Popped him up. The catcher and the pitcher coming together. They'll let White take it, and there's one away. And now the Quakers down to their final 2 outs.
Now batting the first baseman, number 13, Michael Medley.
Here's Michael Medley. Medley hitting for Hatfield, who was lifted in the last inning of the first pitch inside for a ball. Medley, one of the many freshmen on this team. They had a huge freshman recruiting class. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here's a strike. 2-1 now to Medley. Hit foul, and we'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think if White gets Medley out here, they'll let him go against Pensura to try to get the complete game. But if Pensura gets on base, I think they'll yank him.
Well, they do have 2 right-handers throwing. That's hit foul. We'll stay at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, Brian Pensura is on deck. Brian will get a chance to get more healthy coming up as they get ready for their trip to Manchester next Friday. If you are going on Friday, that is a 1 o'clock start time. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging, 2 away. So Brian Pensura will step up.
Pitch hitting for your Quakers, number 4, Brian Pensura.
It's rare the Quakers would play a doubleheader on a Friday afternoon, but that will be the case again at Manchester. So now the Quakers down to their final out. Here's a strike. Earlham will finish this one unless they get a base hit here with only 4 hits in the second game. They're strike 2. See how he just kind of lays it in there? He doesn't.
Well, ever since he took the step on the mound for the first pitch, he's felt it, and
he's going to be 4-0.
So they got multiple pitchers undefeated.
It's just a matter. You don't have to throw 95 miles an hour to prove that you can get the job done, and that's what White has done here today. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul. So Pensura still down on the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakers again down to their final strike. The 1-2 pitch is outside, 2-2. Corey Arnold is on deck. Slow roller to the third baseman, but a foul ball as Pensura takes that one off the foot. That is Steve Sakositz. The head coach will come out and see if Pensura is okay. Of course, now he's just coming back from injury. They'll be very cautious with him, knowing that he's just returned. I think he's saying he's going to be okay. He wants to get an at-bat in right here, so he'll stay in the ball game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's not a hitter out there that hasn't hit that ball off that front foot at some point.
And those hurt.
Got him swinging, and that'll do it. So your final score here this afternoon in game number 2, as the Quakers drop both games of this doubleheader, Anderson wins it by a final of 8-1, 8 runs, 13 hits, an error for Anderson. Earlham, 1 run, 4 hits, and 3 errors, and that'll do it for us this year. As now we wait and see what happens. The Quakers travel to Manchester on Friday. It'll be a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. And I know that there'll be more information throughout the week on GoEarlham.com, updated stats, photos, and much more on Quaker baseball. So I will see you soon. Good to see you again, sir, as you'll be making your way back to California.
Yes, sir.
For the summer. And how many more days of class do you have?
This whole week and then finals. So.
Just a handful.
Yep.
And then it'll be summer break.
Yes, sir.
We will let you know. And again, as I said, we'll find out more on how the playoff chase is going for the Quakers. Will they make it? Or certainly this is a big blow to them here today as they lose both games. and again fall to 7-9 in the conference and 15-20 on the season. Thanks for being with us. Quakers lose at 8-1. This has been Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.